How's it going, everybody? Archon here, and today is going to be my first video. I'm going to start off by playing Crash Bandicoot, the Sane Trilogy. Just came out on PC not long ago, and I figured this game was a huge part of my early gaming history as a child, and honestly, I can't imagine a single person who owned a PlayStation and didn't play Crash Bandicoot when they were a kid. It was honestly one of my favorite games, and I'm really excited, as I haven't touched it in a really long time, to see just how far this remaster has come. Now, I'm going to start, of course, with the original, playing on a gamepad, because I could not play this on a keyboard for the life of me. It would just feel wrong. Let's just jump right into it.
But, Dr. Cortex, we haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time, I shall reign triumphant.
I think that's the same voice actor, too, of Cortex.
We are closer than ever before.
I could be wrong, but
Quickly, into the vortex.
that's how I remember it from a kid, at least.
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
This looks phenomenal so far. And we're right into it, I think. It honestly feels quite familiar. Oh wow, that's great. Pretty standard. I don't know if I'll need too much of the controls. I don't know how long it's been since I've played this level, but one thing I have been noticing a lot, I did a few test videos just to make sure everything was working right, and I'll have to apologize early on if I have this weird tendency to sort of just zone out on the game, and I'll just sort of sit there with my mouth hanging open, just as I'm playing. I'll try to avoid it as best as I can. That'll just be an early habit to get rid of, I suppose. Now, I actually... Oh, I forget which way does what here. First death early on, always good. I'm sure there'll be a lot of that. But my most recent time playing Crash, besides just, I think there was, the karting game, and then also, I think I replayed Crash Bash a few years ago. But before that, as far as the trilogy here goes, the last one I played was, Warped? Jump on these. As I said. Another thing I'm gonna have to get used to is talking while playing. But yeah, I was talking about Crash Warped. That was actually, from what I can recall, one of my favorite Crash games when I was growing up. Try this way this time. Definitely had some fond memories of it, but there's still that element of nostalgia. Like, I remember Crash was one of the first games that we had when I was a kid. We got our first PlayStation 1 for Christmas, my brothers and I. And it was just fantastic. Like, we went pretty much straight from old school computer games and like our old Nintendo, our old Super Nintendo to PlayStation 1. And it was phenomenal. It was this humongous upgrade to like what we've played previously in video games. And realistically, we hadn't seen 3D graphics for the most part, except for some really terrible old games on the PC. And this one was just one of those ones that felt absolutely amazing. Like, you know, when that next revolutionary game comes out, say, for instance, when Skyrim came out on the PlayStation 3, and you had that moment of like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is like the next big thing for me to play. And that's kind of what Crash, as well as a few of the other early PlayStation 1 games were to us. And it kind of brings me back to that playing this. Oh, actually, that reminds me of when we had our first PlayStation 1. Did you guys ever, like most of you did, but do you remember those demo discs that we always used to get, jam packs and stuff? Those were something that you don't really get anymore. Like, there's still demos out there, but nothing will really ever match that same feeling that you get from like those like really short demos. It's one of those things I kind of miss about the old days of gaming. So far, so good. Only died twice. Hopefully I'm going to adapt to talking and playing at the same time pretty quickly so I don't humiliate myself. Stop spinning food away. What was it called? Wumpa fruit, that's what it was. Come to think of it too, I think that like this was one of I remember how to do that. This was one of the first 3D platformers I played, because everything before that was just like, you know, the Marios, the Mega Mans, whatever. It was weird to have that third dimension, but also in a way sort of exciting. Oh, I remember this. I stopped spinning everything right off the bat. That anyway. Yeah, just having that third element, that third dimension, sorry, to platformer was something so revolutionary to me at the time. I know there's probably stuff out there before that served the same purpose, but we were rural kids. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. Like, we kind of got to try things out later on. Well, later than most other kids. It was still something that was special, you know, something we shared in, something that we still feel nostalgia to this day about. Okay, I remember this. It's so strange seeing all these levels again. Because, like, as soon as I see it, I remember it, but I kind of come into this thinking, oh crap, I expect it. Now, I don't want to make an ass out of myself, because I'm pretty sure that can kill me. Oh, maybe not. I feel like there was something up there that... Okay, never mind, I'm not going to try and embarrass myself. that's one of the things that was interesting too about this game was the spin attack. Is that just... Oh, right, you have to spin at it. I forgot I was just going to talk about that. The spin in Crash definitely added a whole new element to it, because most of us were used to like Mario and stuff like that, where you had to jump on your enemies. I remember it was so frustrating back then that there was certain enemies in Crash that you just shouldn't jump on. Like, obviously the turtle and whatnot. Oh, there we go. Obviously the turtle and whatnot, like you can jump on, but it's just neat to have all these different types of enemies. Oh, missed that opportunity. Oh, I remember these. Yeah, that is a very familiar feeling, getting stabbed by those bastards. Okay, now I'm gonna get this one. Hopefully. And I loved how it's still... I'm gonna wait for it. I love how it still had that element once in a while of having the 2D platformer element to it. I think you have to jump on this guy and then hit him with the thing, yeah. Yeah, it still has that 2D element of an old school platformer from time to time. This game just did a lot of things really well. God damn it. This game just did a lot of things really well for its time. God, I gotta get good at this talking and playing thing. It's actually quite distracting. Kudos to people who have been doing this for a while. I'm probably going to be saying that a lot. I apologize earlier. I remember that. I remember this. There's just so many good memories that were created with this game. That was safe there. I was just about to step right on that ring without... I've seen other people play, I'm pretty sure the PlayStation version of this came out earlier, when you purposely try to miss all the boxes. Just in that 3D glory, or the HD glory, it's kind of hilarious to just see Crash have the crap beaten out of him when you miss everything. Is this a chase one? I feel like this was like the first chase mission. Yeah, this is the boulder. I remember these actually kind of scared me when I was a kid, like, they did it really well. I remember right there, no, the polar bear was a later Crash game. I think it was just the boulders in the first game, I can't really remember. Yeah, every time I had to do like a chase level as a kid, there's an impending sense of dread every time. Especially just with the element of holy. With the element of not being able to see what's immediately in front of you, technically. I think my problem was I was stopping on those pillars. Gotta be a little more confident with my running. Ooh, that was so dumb. Okay. Try again. This is one of those games, too, where, like, everybody's played this. so many people have gotten insanely good at it. Maybe this wasn't the right game to start with, just because of the fact that the whole time I'm going to be feeling like there's going to be a lot of like, oh my god, how could you be doing so bad? This is like the easiest level. Nice. Oh, I don't think you have to get all the fruit. I think you just have to get all the boxes. Now I forget the significance of getting all of the gems in the first game. I know gems had like gems or crystals, I can't remember what they were called, but they had way more significance in the later games. I don't remember if there was anything more than just bragging rights to the first one. Oh, the river. I can't remember if, yeah, the lily pads go underwater if you step on them. You know, I gotta say too, like, usually when you see these remasters of old games, that would have been good. You kind of don't expect, like, you don't expect anything crazy out of it most of the times. I feel like a lot of recent, yeah, there's one. A lot of recent games kind of have this bad habit of, like, saying, oh yeah, it's gonna be a remaster, it's gonna look so great. And, like, it's better, there's no denying that, but by no means is it like, holy crap, this is great. This, I think, is one of those things where, you know, I never really imagined Crash would look this good. I actually kind of, with the nostalgia of the gameplay, I forget it every once in a while, but then you stop and look for a moment and you think, holy crap, they did a very good job on this. Anyways, moving on. I think, yeah, as far as the more modern remasters go, this is a great job. Like, they kept the feel of the old game, the playstyle. Like, I feel like I'm playing the original untouched Crash Bandicoot, and yet you stop and look around at the environment and you think, holy crap, this looks so good. What do I do here? I don't remember. Oh my god, I'm gonna look so stupid. Even worse. I feel like I should remember this. Oh, so early on in the game, I'm already gonna get stuck on a probably late, easy to remember part. Oh, it's a ramp. Oh no, that's so embarrassing. I don't know why, but I thought it was like a tree standing straight up. I thought to myself, there's no way there's just a dead end here. Hey, I mean, testament to the good aesthetics of testament to the good aesthetics of the game. That was a really good looking tree. Okay, moving on. Already? I forgot how short a lot of these levels actually were. Not bad, only 3 boxes. Yeah, for some reason I remember these levels being like a lot longer. I mean, I'm already decently far into at least the first area. Oh, Papu Papu. It's actually very strange seeing like an actual textured, properly textured human-looking face. Well, it's faster than I remember. That's almost one thing I can say about. So far, that's the only thing I've noticed that actually kind of takes me out of the feeling the old games. I remembered him looking differently. Maybe I thought, like, the ornament on his head, the mask. Maybe I thought those were his eyes when I was younger? I don't know. I mean, he still looks good, don't get me wrong, but it's just really interesting to see a boss that I remember so well looking more human-like, I guess. I like how they kept the butt crack in the game. Oh, okay. Well, first boss already. I haven't really struggled anywhere yet. I mean, I know it's early on, but I've heard from people that played the PlayStation version of this saying that it was a lot harder than they remember. I don't know if maybe this release was a bit tame, but I know a few of the people that did the earlier playthroughs of it were definitely saying they remembered it being easier. I mean, so far it's nothing to complain about, and as I say that, I'm going to die many deaths. But it's not terrible. I mean, when I was a kid, this was probably not very easy at all. That's one thing I gotta say is, I wish I had an actual PlayStation controller in my hand right now. Not too shabby. Oh, is this? Okay. I thought those were pillars that fell. There, didn't I? Yeah. Those seem a lot easier to get than I remember. I remember in those bonus levels, later on at least, there's a lot you can miss. reason I remember there being like a timer on this. Like obviously that's more of a Mario thing. I don't know why I thought it applied to this as well. Where? Oh my god! How? Okay. Hog Wild. Why do I recognize that name? Well, I know why I recognize that name, but I'm just trying to figure out. That's what I thought. Oh, this is the one where I remember. I might have been the old game, might be this game too, but the hitboxes on these fucking spikes were so touchy. So far, so good. I don't even know what really happened there. Did you actually just fall off of it when you hit them? I thought they bounced you back. Oh. I guess I'll have to pay a little more attention to those guys. Oh, Mr. Box. Fuck. Okay. That's so good. Shouldn't say that, because now I'm probably gonna fuck up really bad. Like...
You shall not pass!
Oh, no! Okay. Try it again. Good. Why did I do that? Fuck. Okay. Well, I guess, kind of starting to eat my own words from earlier, aren't I? Never mind. This is where it starts. This is where everything falls apart because I spoke way too soon. Good. Don't jump for that one. Jump for this one. Jump for that. Don't. Oh my god, I did it again! Okay. I just didn't even react to it. I don't know why, it just happened. Jump. And don't jump. Oh. Okay. I'm not going to lose all my lives so early on. I can't. For my own dignity, I can't. Jump. Right. Left. Don't jump. Said it and then I did it. Let's be for real here for a second. Good. Oh, fucking jump. Last minute. Again. And stay to the right. Oh, yeah. There we go. Good. Okay, well let's pretend I didn't die so many times on that one. I missed one box too, so there we go. And Native Fortress. Can't say I recognize that one. At least not by name. Oh, no, I do remember this one. Yeah, this is where timing your jumps becomes a little more important. Okay, come on. Monkey plants. I wonder how close the music is to that stuff, because it sounds pretty familiar. I wonder if they actually did it updated. I'll have to check that afterwards. Yeah. I do recall having to do all of these over again a few times when I was younger. Good. For that one. Oh, you can bounce on. What? Okay. Never mind. Do it again. Okay. After this is enjoying the nostalgia, the other half is hoping that I don't just embarrass myself on a game that I was able to beat when I was like, I don't even know how old, but quite young. There we go. That's much better. And the check. I keep just killing all these turtles, and I know, aside from missing a couple extra lives and whatnot, it's going to bite me in the ass. That's like a mini heart attack every time, right on the edge. No, we don't. Why? Oh god, no! Ooh, that was very close. Get a bonus level. Definitely don't recognize like the rock guitar these levels. Well, that was embarrassing. Can you redo it? Okay. Probably won't get the life. Was it in the later Crash games, I think? Why? Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Anyways, I think it was in the later Crash games that you got like the belly flop move. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't do it in the first game. There we go. Oh, wasn't so hard, was it? Okay, now on. And up we go. There's some fruit. And that's what. Oh, there's my belly flop, I guess. That's one way of doing it. Oh, God, no. I was just talking about this too. Having to go back. I I've been playing platformers. I was just gonna say, I've been playing platformers for how many years of my life? And I still seem to, for whatever reason, be having an issue with the idea of press jump at the same time as you hit the jumpy box, and then you'll go higher. It's a very easy concept. I've done it for years. Yet I still seem to be fucking it up. There we go. Okay, whatever, I got a life out of it. I can start over again. Okay. Oh. Nothing to distract me anymore. All I have to do is jump. There's a checkpoint right there. Good. Alright. Good thing there was a checkpoint right there. Oh no. I'm dying way too much. I do seem to remember the hitbox. Oh no. I was just about to say, I remembered the hitboxes on the spiked pillars being a lot more punishing, and then before I could even finish that sentence, I died. Oh, I saw that coming before it even happened. I'm gonna die. Yep. There's just such a feeling of, like, guilt attached to every time you die in this game. Just because it's a remaster of a game that you played the ever-loving crap out of as a kid. Like, every time you die, you're thinking to yourself, come on, really, you should know better. Lucky. Oh. And running start. Yep, there we go. Don't die right there. Jump. Okay, I haven't had a checkpoint in a while, so I really hope I don't mess up here. There we go. Jesus, okay. Oh. Okay. Monkey. Hole. Part of the plan. Won't jump. Won't be a bump. Oh, I shouldn't have. I knew I shouldn't have. Why did I do it? Oh. I do feel like maybe the airtime on that jump isn't quite what I remembered it to be. I don't know if I just thought you got more airtime. Do your fire thing so I can kill you. Ooh, I thought I was gonna fall there. I would have been very disappointed in myself. That seems a little quick. Okay. Hey, monkey. Why fire. I wonder if I'm instinctually just hitting jump on those bullets and that's what's making me jump a little too high. I'll just try to let myself bounce off when I get there next time. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. Whoosh! Jump, jump, jump. That was it. Yep, okay. I just fucking spun a life away, didn't I? There we go. You know, again, just as soon as I was talking about how the levels seemed a lot shorter than I remember, suddenly this level just seems very, long. Jumpy, jump, jump, bam, 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 right there. I think that's another thing, is that, like, I did just recently play, I was on, a road trip over to British Columbia, and I brought the remake of, I believe, Super Mario Brothers 2, or was it 3, with me. So maybe just because of that, now I've got this weird thing in my head that tells me, oh, you need to jump at this time, you'll fall this fast. I know. Well, there we go. First area finished already. It's not too bad. And I think that's actually not a bad time to cut it off right here. So I hope this has been a bit of a nostalgia trip as much as it has for me, for you. And like I said, this is my first video. I hope to be doing this for quite a while. I'm so far enjoying it. If you have any suggestions for me, let me know in the comments section below. Feel free to like this video, subscribe, hit the bell button on the side, subscribe button, and yeah, just let me know how you're liking it so far. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.